Chapter 11. Martha Finds Out. By morning, the rain was coming down even harder than it had the night before. Mary knew there would be no going to the garden. She frowned and picked at her breakfast. "What's with you this morning?" Martha asked her. Mary peered up at her. "I found out who's been crying," she announced. Martha gasped in horror. "No!" "I heard it last night," Mary said, "and I got up to see where it was coming from. It was Colin. I found him." Martha's face turned red with fright. "Oh, Miss Mary, you shouldn't have. You'll get me in trouble. I'll lose my job." "You won't lose your job, Martha. Colin was glad that I came. We talked for a long time." Martha looked at Mary in amazement. "He didn't scream and send you away?" she asked. "No," Mary replied. "I asked if he wanted me to leave, but he said no. He asked me questions about India and about gardens. He wouldn't let me go. Before I left, I sent him to sleep." Martha looked as though she might faint from shock. "I can't believe it," she cried. "He never let strangers look at him." "Well, he let me look," Mary said, "and now he wants me to come see him every day. You must let me know when he wants me to come." Martha began clearing away Mary's breakfast. Mary watched her walk nervously around the table. Martha's hands were shaking, so she nearly dropped her tray. "Martha, what's the matter with Colin?" Mary asked curiously. "No one knows for sure," Martha replied, taking a seat next to Mary. "When Lady Craven died, Colin was just an infant. Lord Craven was so upset that he refused to see the baby. He said the baby would just grow up with a crooked back like him." "But Colin doesn't have a crooked back," Mary pointed out. "No, but everyone's been so afraid of his back becoming crooked, they've kept him in bed. He never gets up. He never goes out. He's grown so weak." "He's still very spoiled," Mary said. "Oh, he's worse now than he ever was," Martha exclaimed. "He's been sick a couple of times, just from being kept in bed all the time. Because he is so weak, common colds nearly kill him." "Do you think he'll die?" Mary asked. "If he never gets fresh air and does nothing but lie on his back in bed and take medicine, he just might." Mary stared at her plate. "Don't you think," she said thoughtfully, "that Colin would be much better outdoors in a garden, watching everything grow?" Martha shook her head sadly. "One of the worst fits he ever had," she said, "was when they took him out to the rose garden by the fountain. He had read in the newspaper about people getting sick from roses. When he sneezed, he began to shake and scream at everybody. He demanded to be brought back to the house. He cried himself into a fever and was angry and yelling at everyone." "Well, if he ever yells at me," Mary said, folding her arms across her chest, "I won't ever visit him again." Martha was about to reply when a bell rang in the kitchen. She jumped up from the table and ran out of the dining room. When she returned a few moments later, she had a puzzled look on her face. "Master Colin wants to see you," she said to Mary, "right away."